Alright guys, welcome to the inaugural Scrub Club first video. We're going to be doing a tier list on all the leader cards in the One Piece trading card game. First off, we have me, Clappin' D Cheeks, Troy. Then we have JT3 Swift, who is John, Jonathan, Johnny. And then we have useless Captain Mid, Shane Early, our best player but our worst looking player. So,
wow.
Shane, where do you want to start?
Wow.
I was just gonna say he was bad.
Damn. I look better than AJ.
Hey, yo. All right. What leader card are we starting with?
Okay, so do y'all just want to start with set one, or do you want to go new leaders back?
We can go in.
You can start with set one.
Release, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, we could do like starter decks and that.
Cool. So let's start with Luffy. I mean, Luffy's
STO1
still
Luffy?
a decent. Yeah. The starter deck Luffy. Like he's still an adequate red leader, right? Obviously, I don't think he's ever been as good as Zoro, Law, and Whitebeard, but I think he's probably always been as good as Ace, and better after the limits. So I would probably put him in B tier, but what do y'all think?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, Luffy has topped events in every set except for OP04 so far. So
I'm sure Russell's gonna bust it out at some point.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty cracked.
Just trying to flex the serial Luffy. Yeah, you can put Luffy in B tier. It's just him being red. You just can't go below B.
At least until next set, right?
Yeah, but the other one is also red, so it doesn't count. Still has the red Luffy in the high tiers.
Alright, so the second leader would then be Kid. Again, I think Kid's probably just B tier. Like, he's always going to be at least somewhat rogue just because attacking twice is so powerful. And whenever Green eventually gets better cards again, he's probably going to go higher up.
Yeah, I'd absolutely agree with that. It's pretty cracked into some matchups still in this set, I'd say, but blockers just beat Kid. Film Kid's a cool variant, but
I feel like he's a C tier leader. There's just no good new green cards outside of like 10-drop Dopey.
I guess I could see C.
So swinging twice is cool, but when all these new decks just play like 4 blockers, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that's true. And like, there's so much removal now. Like, it's hard for Green to do much of anything.
Yeah, 8-cost Kid doesn't stand a chance into like any deck. Blue removes it, yellow removes it, puts it in life. Red negs it and kills it, and blows it up like always. Black just negs the cost and kills it. It just can't stand the test of time so far.
So do we agree on C tier?
Yeah, I'd say like high C tier.
Okay, I agree. Next is, I mean, this one's probably going to go pretty high up. So next is the Blue Croc, which honestly hasn't been very good until now. But Red Rock, Kaido, I mean, it got a lot of support. I know, John, you really like this deck.
Yeah, that's an easy S tier. If you just draw double Red Rock into most decks, you just win the game. Like if you're not playing against a red deck, you just win.
I'll say A tier, but not S tier.
I'd say A tier as well.
Yeah.
Croc is cracked, but it's not a.
It's not Whitebeard.
You beat Whitebeard. You draw 2 events and they lose.
Yeah, if they don't rush you out. I mean, they get good rush. You can't do anything to the rush. I mean, it's going to swing at you at least once. So that's kind of the out to all the Red Rocks and the Thousand Worlds and the Kaidos and the whatever.
Just draw all Sunday.
Thatch does nothing though.
Yeah, no, if you play Thatch,
you play Thatch, you're bad.
Yeah, I mean, if they trigger diff you, I mean, it's like playing against yellow, and nothing on your field sticks, and you didn't even really do anything wrong.
That's fair.
Hey, you didn't play Croc.
That's funny.
Blue's finally good. Only took 4 sets.
Then we've got the OG Kaido leader. I mean, I would just throw this in D tier. I don't think this card ever sees play again.
Rip Kaido.
No, I don't see you play next set where purple gets some real cards, but right now there's.
If you're playing this next set, why aren't you just playing a better leader?
Still can't search for Onigashima.
Because -7 burn a life, smile.
So where would you put it, John?
No, I put him in D tier. And right now he's terrible. I couldn't name you a single new purple card.
I think if you want to play purple right now, you pretty much have to play Magellan. Maybe there's some way to make the Blurple Kaido decent, or like I know some people have been toying around with the purple yellow Croc.
There's also
Dofi's
this
still
crazy
technically
deck,
purple.
green purple Dofi. I don't know if you've heard of it, Shane.
No, I really haven't. I honestly wasn't sure.
That deck's technically a purple deck.
True.
Alright, so I think we all agree Kaido goes in D tier.
Yeah, Kaido's D tier for sure.
So I do find it kind of nice that the first 4 starter decks we've got one in A, one
Nice
D,
little
one
spread,
C,
yeah.
one D. That's actually kind of interesting. So and then we go
I
into
think Kid
OP01.
still teeters
No.
on C and B, honestly.
I think it's funny that Croc was the worst starter deck leader by far. Now look at him on top.
So funny enough, I know y'all didn't play quite yet, but when we were doing like online regionals that were just the starter decks, Croc was actually the best deck in the format.
Yeah, because you could send tomorrow cheat stuff out, and you could just remove blockers, right?
Yeah, so it was like Croc, then Kaido, then Luffy, and Kid was actually like the worst, kinda. Some people would argue Luffy was the worst, but they were both so non-existent, it was kind of irrelevant.
No
You
one knew
either
how to swing
played
fights, okay.
Croc or Kaido, or you just didn't play.
Makes sense.
So we go into OP01. I mean, you just want to start with Zoro. We'll just get that out of the
Zolo!
way.
Yeah, just put him on the top.
He's
Yeah, I
still
mean, he
there.
did win the
He doesn't
only
go away.
OP04 regional so far, so...
You just can't beat the weenie swinging 5 at you. You get so much card value.
Every time you play a card and it just replaces itself, it's just broken.
Unless we
Yeah,
get
never
some
do that.
archetype in red that is just better and requires an archetype-specific leader, I don't see Zoro ever really disappearing. Like, Anthem
pretty
effects in any game are just pretty good.
A Rata win?
Maybe in
Never.
America, nowhere else. So.
They'll just limit all the searches, don't worry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Zoro's
every
cracked.
searcher goes to 1.
It's pretty simple.
Let's see. Red,
All right,
green,
let's start
Luffy.
cooking, bro. Oh, let's start cooking with red, green, Luffy. Yeah, that's,
I don't know what this card does. It's
some-
like
you
it's like
restands.
it's like tap 3, restand a character, right?
Yeah. So,
Yeah, put him right there next to Kaido, Shane.
Yeah,
As long as Kaido's above him.
So I feel like that's where our tier list is going to differ from a lot of like the big content creators. Is like, if there's just a leader that's outright better than this leader, and this leader sees no play, I'm not going to be like, who do it C tier? No, it's just bad. It goes in.
Outside
it's
of,
just
like,
bad. Yeah, nobody
one
plays
guy
it for
from
a
our-
reason.
Yeah, outside of like one guy at our locals, this card has never seen play.
Yeah, he cheats out wins here and there. Like, it's solid when it works, but you got to have so much working for you for it to work, right?
Right.
Like, you want a deck that works for you, not you working for the deck super hard and praying to God you're going to top deck something.
Yeah, having a 4-life
It's-
aggro deck is
It's literally
not it.
just bad law.
Yeah, it's just not as good law for sure.
And so do we agree it's worse than Kaido?
No,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, Kaido has 5 life.
Kaido has 5 life, and it makes you trash a life. Whatever.
So then we got Blurple Croc.
Blurple Croc.
If Finley was playing it, it's like high B, A tier, but anyone else, it's probably like a C tier deck.
Yeah, Finley's a guy from our locals who's really cracked with Purple Croc, Blurple Croc, but yeah, it's pretty much sucky any other way. I've seen some pretty like random builds that just clap up like certain matchups, but nothing else. Like, there's a Burned You World deck where he just cheats out and like fucking just dicks on Whitebeard
Right.
because Burned You World swings for unlimited. But
I forgot about that.
yeah, that card's stupid.
Yeah, I remember people telling me about that card at pre-release, and I was like, that's not real, you're just yanking my chain, and then I opened it, and I was like, oh, you were serious.
I don't know if it's better than Kid.
I would
not put him better. I wouldn't put him better than Kid.
Yeah, I'd put that there. That's probably fine.
My
It's
thought
probably
process
got some
here is
decent-
just that blue has gotten so much in OP04 that
Yeah.
I just don't know if green is even really sustainable right now.
No, you're probably right, Shane, putting that above Kid, because, like, what's Kid gonna do? Play 8-cost Kid? I use bottom deck it, like...
Yeah, like, and the deck plays so many, like, 4K value cards and blockers and removal that, like, I can't see Kid being able to do it. Like,
if you ever let Purple Croc set up the board, you just lose the game.
like
'Cause
even
you're
then,
never gonna kill
like,
him.
sure, Kid has access to Krieg, but, like, all you're playing are blocker. You're like, there's never anything rested for Krieg to hit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I just can't see in any world how Kid beats this deck.
The only thing they'll be rested is all their top end, their Kaidos, their Mihawks.
I would also
Here's
like to
that.
say, I think if it wasn't for Russell, we probably would have had Luffy probably in C tier.
Yeah, probably.
No,
People still topping it with it.
No red deck should be below B. 'Cause red is just the best color.
As we have a red leader in D tier.
Yeah, that it doesn't count. That's not a real red leader. Hey, don't worry. Ace got to go down there too. Don't worry.
Whoa! Ace is somewhat in top.
All right, hold on.
32s and
Let's
stuff.
let's
We'll get to
save
that, we'll get
this
to that, we'll get to
debate
that.
for when Troy gets his feelings hurt in OP02. All right. What do we got next? So we can do the blue purple Kaido.
Yeah. Blue Purple Kaido. It's probably. I see it. I saw a lot of people playing it in the chopper events in wherever the hell we were. No. What? Knoxville. We were in.
I did see at least like 3 of them, and I was like, "What is going on?"
And you know, this one guy curved out. He absolutely just stomped me. But also, I probably didn't know what half those cards did because I was like, "Wait, what?"
I think we can agree its strongest asset is the fact that it can search Oni now with the Who's Who.
Yeah, and you know, it can clear board with the pin drop Kaido, the board wipe. It's got that.
It's just got so much removal.
If they like turn 1 Who's Who get the island on like turn 4, they're gonna have 10 Dawn.
Yeah, they have 10 Dawn, and then like they wipe your board and they just get all the Dawn back.
So, where are y'all thinking?
But still,
I think
C or B. It teeters on it as well.
It's probably gonna be the top of C tier.
That's where I put it. Was the I have C tier as Kaido, then Croc, then Kid.
Because like, I can't see anything below it beating it, but I can see everything above it beating it.
Right.
So we might have to like make some tweaks here and there, but I think this is looking pretty good so far.
Yeah.
I'd agree with everything.
Let's see. I think we can agree. King just goes in D tier.
What are you talking about? It just top.
I don't care.
S tier,
I don't
care,
care.
bro. You just don't know how to pilot it. You're a bad pilot.
This leader does nothing.
Shane just can't play purple decks. He doesn't understand the sauce that is King.
It's a vanilla leader.
It's a vanilla leader. It does nothing. This card, like, you could play any other leader and your deck would just be better.
Yeah.
You could play Film Shanks with no film cards and your deck would be better.
What does Film Shanks do again?
We'll get the Film Shanks later.
Yeah, King does, what is it? If you have 10 Dawn cards on your field, give all of your opponent's characters minus 1,000 power.
Yeah, but it's only on your turn, so like, on your opponent's turn, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it'd be a good way to clear
literally
the board,
nothing.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't tested it. I gotta be honest.
And Troy, the Shanks is activate main once per turn, Dawn -3. All of your film type characters get plus 2k for the turn.
Oh, that's actually probably a little bit better for like.
Yeah, King is literally the worst leader ever printed.
I mean, they could have just made it on both turns and it would have been actually useful.
I don't know why they just like sat down at R&D and were like, you know, we just don't think this card should ever see play.
Purple has some of the worst leader cards. I will say that.
Dude, they hate purple. Well, until next set.
Next set, it seems kind of cracked.
So then Law, I think we can all agree Law just goes into S tier. I'd say it's better than Zoro.
Yeah, it's S tier.
It's for sure better than Zoro. If you put a basic Law player with the best Law hand, they just win.
Yeah, like when you sit across from a Law player and they go, "This is the best hand I've seen all day," you might as well just scoop.
You just cry, yeah.
Like most decks aren't getting through it.
Yeah, and you could just go for so many resources, right? Like, it just never stops. Like, sometimes you'll be like, oh, I whiff, but it's like, I'll just play another Searcher and draw, like, 5 more cards, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
4 life, though. That sucks. But, I mean, they play 3 blocker laws usually before you even get them to 2 life, so...
4 life, 12 blockers, doesn't even matter. They could be at 0 life and they'll still have 12 blockers on the field. You just lose.
Yeah, I think Law also does well because people just swing into board all the time. Like, unexperienced players, or inexperienced players rather, they'll just completely just like, okay, I gotta kill this board now, and then he just plays more cards and searches more cards and you just do nothing for like 4 turns essentially. So just beat face. Maybe you'll get lucky.
And then what about Blue Dofi?
That card still exists?
Dude, that guy at regionals cracked me.
That guy
he's someone who killed undefeated streak. He killed my white beard.
He either finished X1 or X2. I'm pretty sure it was X2 though.
Yeah, and it was like a complete homebrew list because he played he just kept playing like all the 4 for 5s and like some of the 4 for 6s. I guess he like cheated some out like the
he just played
the Gecko Moria, and then he
played
just plays
3000 Worlds in Red Rock.
He plays Mihawk, and then he plays Kaido. I was like, GG's. Like, he can't do anything. You still have 2 life.
Yeah, like I'd say the deck is still good. It's probably worse than Croc in the current meta, but it's still strong in what it does. Like it still generates free value.
Yeah, for sure. It's just easy to get cards out of its hand because you're going to constantly swing the board.
Yeah,
if they're
yeah,
smart
yeah.
enough to let stuff go, then they're probably fine because they're going to keep beating you with those 7 swings anyway, and that shit hurts.
Yeah, when they just sit there and they give you their whole hand to protect their like first 2 characters, I mean, you just start salivating because you know that game's free.
You just clap it up.
So I was thinking right above Luffy, while blue is worse than red. My thought process is just since Dofi hard counters Luffy, in a way, it's one of its worst matchups. Just putting it.
Dofi's been
right
hard
above.
countering Luffy since set 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luffy just gets ticked on. I
Right.
completely agree. We got one more set 1 leader.
It's John's boy Odin.
The GOAT,
Kozuki
Odin. Put him where he belongs, the very bottom of C tier.
That's where I got him. I think he's just slightly worse than Kid. I think he has more combo potential, but Kid still just swings twice.
He's literally just the 8-drop turbo deck.
Yeah.
And then if you don't see the 8-drop, you just lose.
I think he's got to be D tier. And I'll say why. You got to pitch a card out of hand, so you're already losing value on that to use his effect. When you get the same effect with Dofi for free, and in any world, do you see Odin beating the leader Kaido?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I played
Green-
2 Denjiros, and I stand forward on every turn.
Green has always kind of hard countered the Kaido deck.
I guess that's fair.
And I'd say it's better than Luffy and better than King.
Yeah, I can
Anything's
see board
better than
wipe.
King.
Because you're just pitching so many cards and you
Sorry,
board wipe
guys.
them, and the kid
And-
does nothing.
And I mean, I'll be clear. The only reason I put Kaido in D really is the fact that any deck that has to see an unsearchable card by turn 2 to really hit the ground running, I don't think is good.
I'd agree with that. Okay, that's fine.
Don't worry, boys.
I'm cool with that.
6, we get more Wano cards. Odin will be rising up, don't worry.
So then, right after set 1, obviously we get Shanks.
You get
I think we
Shanks.
can all agree he probably goes right above King in D tier.
Right above King, yeah.
Like, this card's never seen play, never will see play. I mean, I guess it could eventually. We are getting more film cards, but they keep printing film cards in green that he can't play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They made that new Uda that just you know.
And
all
so many
green
of
cards.
the good purple cards are locked behind like leader, like Animal Kingdom or something, so he just can't really. He can't run. He can't clap. He has 1 arm and he can't clap, so he can't clap it up.
Bro, he literally can't.
He was a hater.
I mean,
All
Kid
right.
has 1 arm and he still claps sometimes.
That's fair.
Or you mean he gets clapped? But okay.
Alright, so then we get into set 2. We'll just start with the starter deck leader for set 2. It's Sakazuki. I'm gonna be honest, I gotta look up how this leader reads because I don't remember.
He rests. I
think
just
he's-
read it right
I think
before
he's-
this.
I think he's worse than King.
Rest once per turn. Activate main. Rest 3 Dawn. You may trash 1 card from your hand and KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 0. So basically, he does what a bunch of 1-drops do for a lot more Dawn and a card out of your hand.
I still think he's better than King, but like
I don't think.
Around
Well, I think he's
Shanks.
worse than King, 100%. He's
I
bad.
think he's yeah.
He's
this probably-
actually horrible.
I think this is probably the worst leader in the entire game.
He doesn't even nag cost. Like,
Yeah, every other
He
black leader
KOs
going
0
forward
cost?
is now minusing cost. He can't even do it himself.
oh, you want to play a
like-
1-drop chopper? I have to play another card to neg its cost, and then I've got to rest 3 Dawn just to kill the chopper. Just by negging it 1 cost. I mean, maybe if you like combo with the Tashigi, you rest it, and you're like knocking 4 drops out, but the Tashigi just gets clapped up pretty quick. You just chop it off the board.
Yeah, that's fair. This leader is just
Yeah.
very outclassed immediately by the leader in the set.
At least King, if it does get to 10 Dawn, will get to use its effect. You'll never use the Sakazuki effect because it's that bad. And if you do, you're just...
Yeah, I think King can get better over time. Like, if we get purple cards that don't require negging Dawn, if you can just sit on 10 Dawn and clear your opponent's board every turn, then that's not that bad.
Yeah.
But we're just... everything still requires negging Dawn.
Just play the vanillas.
Maybe by, like, set 14 we won't be doing that.
Who knows?
So
All right.
then... What? We've
Set 2
got... Garp is the first one on the list.
Herp. It's red. And it's black.
I'd put it right above Kaido and D.
So
The red and black just they don't gel well together. They still don't.
No.
They haven't ever.
Yeah. Having no synergy is never good. But if you draw the 2K Garp, it does get pretty good.
Like, does he get to go to C tier just because he's red?
Probably, but you could leave him in D tier.
Yeah, he's fine in that general area.
Maybe at the bottom of C.
Yeah. You got to put him in C because he does have a top. Someone did top him.
By that logic, though, do we have to do the same to Luffy?
Oh, did he get a top somewhere?
No, I don't think so.
Luffy
but he is
count.
red.
Luffy's a non-factor.
Yeah, but he has no top, so put him down there where he belongs.
All right, and then Ivan.
It's probably D tier. C tier, D tier.
See, I'm thinking middle of C. I think it's above. It's in between Odin and Kid. Like, it's very much an archetypal deck. Like, it never until it gets new Impel Down cards, it doesn't get anything really. But its engine is still powerful in certain situations.
Yeah, if you play Ivan Luffy on curve, you almost blow out your
Yeah, like if you win the die roll and play them on
twice,
curve, yeah, like you just it's insane. And Zoro still struggles with that deck to an extent.
Yeah, because it's blue.
So I'm thinking in between Kid and Odin.
That's fair. I'm okay with that.
All right. So then we've got Kinemon.
Kinemid.
Kinemid?
Best leader.
It's still getting tops.
Yeah,
I think you can put him like bottom of B tier.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Like
because the more Wano cards, the more Wano cards that come out, he will just always be able to see.
And they have shown time, dude. They freaking love Wano. Oh my god, they're never gonna stop printing random Wano cards.
And blockers are relevant again. So like playing the Okikus and the Yamato 4/6s are still really good.
Right.
So,
what else?
Yeah.
We've got what, Magellan? I still think Magellan's decent. Like again,
It's
Zoro.
Magellan's probably the best purple leader, unless you want to include.
Besides Tofi.
Yeah.
I was gonna put it at the bottom of B, right under Kinemon.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like it's still a deck that Zoro struggles with. It's still a deck that punishes less experienced players because they don't know how to play against it and they can't manage their Dawn.
Magellan hard punishes the yellow players. They don't even need 10 Dawn. They can just chain Magellans, 5-drop Magellans.
Yeah.
Minus you so hard back.
Let's see. And we got what, Sanji?
Sanji?
Hey,
I think this leader's
Sanji?
just bad.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Like
you just lose so many cards from your hand. You lose all card advantage.
I think it's
you overplay your field.
I think it's
Playing
in between Luffy and Shanks. Like
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, he's better than Shanks. It's just playing a deck of all vanillas that don't do anything.
Well, and blue and green don't even complement each other like at all. There's no synergy.
Yeah, they do. They have just enough vanillas to play Sanji.
That's every color.
Yeah, now it is.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more set 2 leader. No, 2 more.
Yeah, we still got Smoker.
We got Smoky Boy.
I think Smoker's B tier. I'd probably put him behind Luffy in front of Kinemon.
As long as the black leader has the effects of minus cost, it's just gonna be.
It's still a 1 Dawn 7K swing in a lot of situations. Not every situation like Katakuri, obviously, but a lot.
Yeah.
Because people are still playing 1-drop tutors. They're never gonna stop. It's free value generation. So as long as black has a good card pool, then I think Smoker's at least B tier.
Oh, for sure. All right.
And we all know where Newgate goes. Like this card, it's
Top
still
of
probably
S
the
tier.
best deck in the format.
So
At the very least, it's always going to be the most represented.
6 life, 6K. You get to draw more cards.
Bro,
6K bodies.
This is still the first time out of all the card games I've played, I've never seen like a card game company go like try to hit a deck, but in the process make the deck actually tier 0. Like before the limits, it was tier 1, but it wasn't tier 0. And then it just literally became tier 0. There was no other deck to play.
Yeah, 4-drop Marco, Rad Beam, super strong, but it loses a lot of its like luster with Zoro. So like Zoro was using it so much and it was so powerful. Now you don't have to have that.
You just play
There's just not that. Now you
Strawbeard
just play the
and
choppers,
Go-Face.
or you just play the 2-drop block or whatever his name is.
You don't even need to play Strawberry. You can just still play regular Beard. It is just as fine.
Still pretty good.
Yeah.
Most people just don't know how to play around it.
Maybe they'll
And
just...
they never cared to learn. They just want to complain until they're like, I don't want this card to exist anymore. And it's like, nah, it'll go away.
No. Other leaders should go to 0, but we'll see if they ever do another restricted list.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took... In Dragon Ball, it took them until, like, mid-set 4 to ban the first leader. So we could see that happen soon. I'm not saying it, but we could see it. It took till about mid-set 4, beginning of set 5.
The only
They
thing
did
is, though,
errata 1 in set 2, but they didn't ban it. They errated it. So
the only thing is, though, if you ban Whitebeard, the Zoro resurgence is going to be immense.
Maybe
All the Beard players will probably just swap to Zoro.
I don't know though, because there's so many decks that like Zoro struggles against that Whitebeard just shoves out of the format. Decks like Magellan, decks like Blue Purple Croc, decks like Ivankov, green decks as a whole Zoro struggles with, but Whitebeard just blows all of them out of the format. They can't even touch Whitebeard, so you can't even play them. Because you're guaranteed to play usually 4 or 5 Whitebeards in any given event.
Kinemon's probably the only green that has a fighting chance against Whitebeard. Always has, because the
Nah, the kid leader swings twice.
Yeah, but the kid leader doesn't swing twice at 8.
Doesn't matter, swings twice.
And you pitch a card.
Doesn't matter, swings twice.
If Whitebeard don't have enough events, counter out of 12 twice.
Just play 2 Odins. It's that easy.
Double Odin.
Swing 4 times.
Anyways, you get to our last set 2 leader. Oh, no, there's 2 more.
Set 2? What's left in set 2?
No, that was all.
Left in set 2.
Yeah, that was all set 2.
We're at set 2 now.
I forgot. Set 2 was a dead format. It's okay.
It was just Whitebeard .tech format.
Yeah.
Alright, so set 3 starter deck was Big Mom.
Big Mom.
This is where, I don't know, maybe we're all going to disagree. I think she's still probably in B tier. I probably
Shane, you just have a hard on for that deck, bro.
I
you get to play the 10 Mom, so it's probably
right, that's it. Yellow's just busted, right? I do last set, yeah, I thought she was better than Katakuri. This set, I don't think so, but it's still a pure yellow deck that it has 5 life and gets access to 10 Mom. So I'm thinking
10 Mom's cracks, Katakuri's cracks. It's a decent effect. You could just set your triggers, so
10 Mom.
I'm fine with it being in B tier. It's solid deck.
I've got it in between Luffy and Smoker, so that means it's above Smoker, Kinemon, and Magellan, but below Dofi and Luffy.
I think Big Mom is better than Luffy and Dofi.
Yellow is probably better.
If you hit 2 or 3 triggers, you just win the game. But that could be any yellow deck.
I agree with John, actually. She goes top of B, in my opinion. Just because 10 Mom and 8 like trigger Shirahoshi, Katakuri back up there, trigger a beige, and then play 10 Moms. Like, how do you lose?
Yeah.
So let's see. Then we get into actual set 3, and it really sucks. Like, Ace was really hot there for a minute as a really great rogue deck, but those limits literally just ruined that deck.
Yeah, it's still getting tops though. So
yeah, it's still. I put it like bottom of B, maybe like below Smoker, but above Kinemon.
I'd put it next to Luffy.
I will put it next to Luffy too. It's better than Smoker for sure. It's still a red deck.
But I'd say so. Do we at least agree it's worse than Luffy?
No, yeah, for sure, it is worse than Luffy.
Yeah.
Okay, so above Smoker, above Kinemon, above Magellan.
Losing the Rad Beams and the 4-drop Marcos just makes it a.
The deck just can't survive. It's so easy to kill that deck. Yeah. Like, it's so easy.
Fire
you just keep swinging 7s and they just die.
Yeah.
So then we got Arlong. Arlong's cute, right? Like, it's super fun, but it's just not that great. It doesn't get access to the best yellow cards.
They took Dofi and made it play it from hand instead. So if you have nothing in hand to play, then it doesn't.
And you don't generate free advantage because it's coming from the hand.
That D tier.
I don't know about that.
Nah, that's probably like bottom of C. I think Garp is better than.
I was gonna put it below Kid, but above Ivan.
No, absolutely not. No, Ivankov just shit on that deck, bro.
At the very least, it's got to be above Garp.
Nah, I feel like it'll 1v1 Garp will just solo the Arlong deck.
So
Yeah, you just
is
like
is
that.
it the bottom of C or the top of D?
Either
I think
way,
I think it's at the bottom of
right.
C. It is yellow. You could still play all the broken triggers. You could still just hit a Capone out of life and get a free win. And then even the green Arlong triggers are broken. You can play like that Karopi card.
Yeah.
It's just a pump Gibson.
Rest
You just
everything.
freeze the guy.
So then we got black yellow Big Mom. I don't think this leader's that bad.
What's this card do?
So it
I got
essentially
this one, but I
regains
think-
life.
It's like I think it's Donex.
It's Donex 2 when attacking, rest 2. You may trash a card from your hand. Ew. If you have one or less life cards, add up to one card from the top of your deck to the top of your life cards. So you have to trash a card from your hand to get a card from your deck in your life, and you have to equip. You have to use 4 Dawn to do that.
Oh, you got a tap too? That is kind of nasty.
No, you gotta tap 2 and you gotta equip 2.
So I'm thinking middle of C, below Kid, but above Ivan, Odin, Garp, and Arlong.
Definitely not above Ivan.
Yeah, I think Ivankov is probably just.
I mean,
a
you
little
get
bit
Tin
better.
Mom, but when you get to Tin Mom, you have 4 life. Sucks to suck, dude.
So then below Ivan, above Odin.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
It's better than those 3 decks behind it for sure.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, it still gains life. It gets 10 Mom. It gets a bunch of broken triggers. It does
Like
get
it.
to play Borsalino and Fukuro. Like that is worth
Yeah,
mentioning.
the only black cards it's gonna play is the 2, unkillable blockers, and then maybe Kuzan if you're feeling
Like
good.
maybe Shockwave.
Yeah, you just play Koku, it's better. Unless you're playing against Law, I guess.
Well, you would probably play Shockwave instead because Law is so prevalent in the format.
Yeah. Oh, if you're playing this deck anyway, you're stupid.
Katakuri, I think, is where we might. I don't know where we're all gonna fall.
Test here.
Yeah, it's probably the very bottom of that. Too.
I was thinking it's the high point of A because it kind of just loses to every single deck in S tier. I think it's hard to put it in S when it loses to every deck in S.
It does fold pretty hard to Whitebeard and Law.
And it like when Zoro just plays a bunch of weenies and just goes 5. Like the deck dies before it gets to 10 Dawn.
Or I trigger Perispero Sanji Shirahoshi Beige and I win the game.
Yeah, I trigger 2 cards and I win.
So are you both? I mean, if you're both on bottom S, then that's where we put it. I just think it's.
I'd say bottom S just because Tin Mom. 100%. Tin Mom's
I
crap.
don't know about just 10 Mom, but just the fact that you can just outfigure your opponent.
Yeah.
If
I'm
you
saying
play-
the difference maker between A and S is Tin Mom.
I mean, that's fair.
We're just gonna
Katakuri's
have.
good.
It is
Tin
kind of
Drop's
annoying
great.
too when
Tin
you do
Drop's
play
great.
into it as Whitebeard, because while the matchup's pretty good for Whitebeard, the fact that you have to give a 2K instead of a 1K every time they swing at your leader is kind of annoying.
Yeah. And you can also still get trigger diff by them. I mean, I think any deck can. That's the hard
Right.
part.
So then
We're only gonna have one A tier leader.
I think we'll get a couple more here soon.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine.
So then we've got Lucci.
Roberto Lucci?
I think Lucci's still A tier. I think it's worse than Croc though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, where Lucci removed KO's guys, Croc just gets rid of them completely.
Like,
I for
Black is
sure-
still relatively good, not great. It's okay. Lucci's always had a good Whitebeard matchup, though, and I think that is important to note.
Yeah, Lucci also has a really good Zoro matchup.
Like, he's probably one of the better rogue picks.
And
Yeah, if when Lucci draws all of its unkillable blockers or doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
And kind of the same with Law.
as long as we're playing
To a
like the
lesser
good
extent.
version of Lucci, we're not playing the best version.
Huh?
No air door.
No, well, if you're playing all CP9, then yeah.
Then we got Nami. I mean,
That's A tier.
I think she's like, I think she's bottom A tier, honestly.
Yeah, the game slowed down enough. It's gone to A tier.
Yeah,
for sure.
like I think, and a lot of people just don't realize like Nami is like, she's all right. She's not the best. She's not the worst, but you actually do have to play test. It's a solitaire deck, but you still have to do math and figure out probability ratios and figure out how to get yourself to 0.
Yeah, you definitely have to use your brain.
A lot of people just sequence the cards wrong, and they probably could have got themselves a 0, and they fall like 3 or 4 cards short.
Yeah, it's got a high skill ceiling for sure. I'd also agree that Nami, in the same way, Whitebeard kind of gets free wins. Nami gets free wins because people just don't know what to do against it.
I mean, yeah, we personally know people that have never beat Nami even at locals. They just, for whatever reason, cannot seem to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to swing the right numbers and know when to swing.
Yeah, like personally,
I
I've
know
never
I've lost to
Nami,
Nami for that.
but
That's not true.
I can
I beat
see
you with
how-
Nami. That's crap.
Did
That's
you?
bullshit. Yes. The first time I picked it up, and you said, "Well, I guess you got it."
Ah, fair enough. Then that would be the only time I've lost to Nami. I don't even remember.
Yeah, I
that.
lost to Nami once in.
Bro, I feel like Shane's lost
It
to
was-
Nami
it
on
was
Sim
really
at like 2 in the morning. Just don't want to talk about it.
Bold of you to assume I have the patience to play Sim. It's so boring. People take like 4 minutes to take their turn too, and I just scream at my computer like, "Oh my god, please
Bro,
do
if they take more than 15 seconds, I disconnect and find a new game.
Yeah, people are so freaking slow, dude. They're like sitting there watching YouTube, picking their nose, playing with their buttholes, and then they're like, "Oh wait, I need to make a move."
All right. Next leader. Are we moving into the last starter deck leader before the new set?
Well, yeah, the mid
There's
set
2
ones.
of them, right?
So
Oh yeah, I guess.
I think Yamato is still pretty decent. I don't know why nobody's really playing her.
No Tin Mom.
I think bigger. Yeah, it's got no 10. It can't be higher than the big mom.
No,
It's got no 10
it's got to be lower than that.
I think she's around. I think she's above Ace for sure. She's somewhere around Luffy and Dofi.
I'd probably smack her right in between Luffy and Ace.
I think she could be right behind Big Mom.
Yellow
I
is
know.
still
She's-
really powerful even without
She-
10 Mom.
She's basically
Yeah,
a-
but
a
Dofi
mini-
Dofi
a
gets to
mini
play all the
Whitebeard.
4 for 6s. Dofi plays all the 4 for 6s, so hard counters in already.
There's
And
not.
then
There's
Luffy
only
also-
one. There's literally
There's
only
one.
one. There's
What?
literally
What are you
one.
talking about? Commit one down.
There's you're literally playing a 4 for 6 for 3, and there's only one that you can play. What are you talking
You
about?
play it 4 times. What are you talking about?
Yamato can do the same thing.
Yeah.
That's
Yamato's literally just mini Whitebeard.
She
They
has
could just-
8 4 for 6s.
But she's not mini Whitebeard all the time. She's only mini Whitebeard at the end. And you
Yeah,
have to
what-
put them
and
there.
that's good
when it
enough.
matters.
And she
Yeah.
also hard counters Zoro. Like hard counters.
I'm fine with this.
Nah, just play Marco.
Alright, so either way, me and John agree right below Big Mom in B tier.
Sure. I mean, I agree. B tier is fine.
No, we don't care about your opinion.
Heard.
Anyway, Luffy, that's this one. Like, I think this Luffy goes probably right above Lucci. It's a black deck, and it has tops just like I think Lucci has some too, but I think Luffy's been more consistent at securing about 1 top per event.
Yeah.
I
Luffy's
mean,
better.
it only had 1 showing, right? And the guy got the top.
No, it's
Wasn't
topped
there
at
a
least
Valentine?
3 events. I'm pretty sure. It topped some at the end of set 3 before Knoxville.
Hmm. I'm
I
trying
mean,
to.
I think Lucci's still the better black deck.
My thing with
He's looking
Lucci
close
is just
to
like his effect doesn't
especially-
come up majority of the time.
No, I think that's wrong, Shane. I think it comes up more now than anything because everybody's playing so many blockers.
Yeah, I think it comes up now more than anything.
Because
as
like
well.
last set, it was there. So Whitebeard played 3 Marcos. You just had to slowly get rid of them.
So y'all want to put Luffy below it?
Yeah, I think Lucci's the better black. I think Lucci's still the best black leader in the game right now.
I'm rereading the Luffy real quick.
Until like,
So keep in mind the Luffy's not like once per turn.
Yeah.
yeah, but if you're not playing Shanks, you're not killing more or KOing more than one guy.
They're always playing Shanks.
Bro, the unsearchable 9-drop.
They're always playing Shanks.
Just draw that, bro. Be better.
Yeah,
Call
get
the
good.
Shank. Bro, it's Solo's ball. He popped their whole board.
But do you think it's better than Nami? I think it is.
Yeah, I think the black decks, like black and yellow, is probably Nami's worst matchups.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, so then we go into set 4. So the purple and yellow Croc hasn't done anything, but I think out of the leaders that aren't like obviously good, right? So I think out of Croc, Fuji, and Vivi, I think Croc's the best.
Nah, I don't think so. I think Isho's way better than Croc.
I don't even know where I want to put Croc. I have literally no idea.
I don't even know what he does, Shane. Does he like return the dawn that he minuses?
He's totally better. I don't even know what he does.
I don't know what he
Hold
does.
on, let me look it up real
Opponent's
quick.
turn. Once per turn.
I know what Isho does. That's all that matters. I
No,
don't
this
know
is-
what Crocodile is.
Well, opponent's turn. Once per turn. When a Dawn card on your field is returned to your Dawn deck, by your effect, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it active. So any Dawn you neg just comes back active.
So you get a
Once per
free
turn.
extra Dawn every turn.
So why is he yellow?
But, so, I mean, Luffy gives you an extra Dawn attachment, and he's pretty solid. He gives you just a straight free extra Dawn to use any way you want.
He's top B tier.
You said
He's
top
top
of
of
B? I mean,
He does.
I was thinking
To be fair.
below Luffy,
Yeah, that's
above
probably
Ace.
fair. I'm just messing with you guys.
And to be fair, he does get his own boss monster where he just gains life, and then it
Yeah.
cycles. It also cycles on your opponent's turn, so you can get all the dead cards.
You could also
out
play
of
the
your-
Yamato with that too.
Yeah.
So it's got
I
some
think that's a
synergy
fair
with the-
spot for him. Like, Luffy still just, kills everything that ever hits the board. Dopey generates too much advantage. Yamato just, is a pseudo Whitebeard. Big Mom does Big Mom things, but he's probably better than, like, Ace, Smoker, Kinemon, Magellan.
For now.
Okay. For now. Next set. Next card.
So then we have the green purple Dofi. I'd probably put that at the top of A tier.
Oh yeah, if you carve out with Dopey, you're
You're
unstoppable.
It's one
You
of
can
the
play the
most
film
popular decks, and I can tell you this from having played Dragon Ball. We had a similar leader. This leader is always going to see a ton of play, whether it's S tier, A tier, B tier. It's going to see a ton of play because it is so forgiving as a leader to be able to tap out and always untap too. I'm not saying the deck is simple. I'm not saying it takes no skill, but it's inevitably more forgiving. You can make a mistake with your Dawn management and not get punished quite as hard because you're always going to restand too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
you play so many
you-
freaking blockers
you could do,
too.
you can do all that, Shane, or I'll just draw 4 10-drop Dofies. Tell my opponent now.
Same.
That's the other thing. Anyone who's played any real card game knows any kind of time walk effect, even though it's just a pseudo time walk, is going to be powerful.
It's good.
You can literally be about to lose the game and just Dofi your opponent and then win. It's crazy. Like, we are getting to a point in this game where boss monsters are legitimate boss monsters. They're real threats.
Yeah, they probably should have leader locked to that card, but oh well.
Yeah, that card's
What
probably
card?
going to randomly come back in a
Oh,
few years
Dofi?
with some random deck and just be a menace.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know what Isho does.
You show restands at 5 cost at the end.
Yeah,
of the
so
turn.
it's
Once per turn.
Dawn X1, he makes everybody -1 cost, and then he's either tap 1 or 2, and he restands at 5 cost at the end of the turn. I'm pretty sure it's tap 1 though.
I don't think this leader's any good.
It is tap 1, John.
Like, I would rather play Odin, and I'd probably rather play Garp and Arlong for that matter.
Bro, you re-tap the 4-drop. Kuzan, you just kill everything.
There's other ways to remove Kuzan though.
I just think yellow. I think Arlong is better because it can get so aggressive. Garp's just red. It is what it is. I think Odin is better with its combo potential. I'd probably pick up Isho before I picked up like Kaido and dual colored Luffy and Sanji. And the bottom 3 leaders on the list literally don't even count. They're actually just hot garbage.
Yeah, it's bad. Someone dick on us on Sim, so we change our minds.
I'd have to play Sim first. Alright, so we got Queen. I think Queen's
SAT.
good. I think it's just like a lot of people struggle with it, right? Like, I'm thinking in between Croc and Lucci.
No, yeah. No, Queen goes right there. 'Cause Queen can fold the Croc so hard.
It's got really good matchups in a lot of these things.
Yeah, it is definitely
the tiers,
tough
so.
as Whitebeard to beat Queen.
But if it sees a stop in, just GG's.
I mean, they just trigger freaking 4 to 6 blockers. I mean, what do you do?
Yeah, you can set them up. It's pretty
Yeah,
correct.
Queen is extremely good into the red decks, like
Yeah.
Whitebeard and Zoro.
I think
Especially
it's
if you
just
cheat
a lot
with
of
it
people
and you just
won't
put a
play
life
it.
there every time.
Yeah, I think a
That's what
lot
you
of
can do.
people just won't play this because it's so slow. Like, you have to be a very fast player to play this deck at a high level, or you're never going to do well because you're just going to go to time.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anybody says, you cannot realistically rely on time procedures as a win condition. It will not work out in the long run.
That's fair.
Okay, so we just went in. We got the images for the ones we were missing. That's our fault.
All right, where do we put Iceberg again?
Iceberg.
Right below Fugi.
Yeah.
Bottom is Steve. Bro can't attack.
And then, I mean, I think we agree Uta is probably like below King.
It's red.
But King's at least top something.
You're right.
I think yeah, Uta's pretty bad.
All right, so we'll, just for complacency's sake, let's go back to Vivi. So I like what Tant was doing with it. I don't think he's far off. I think using Sentimaru to cheat out Pacifistas and give them rush to draw a card is not a bad idea. He was on.
I was there last night. That sounds pretty cracked.
Actually does sound kind of
I'm not saying it was great, but I'm saying I think it's better than quite a bit of decks. Like, if I'm being honest here, I'd probably I'd put it in C, but it's probably like somewhere in the middle. Like, I'd put it below Ivan, above Big Mom.
That's fair.
Because just that engine alone seems like there's something there, and maybe one day we can do something with it. So then we can do Kuro.
Yeah, I don't understand Kuro at all, but it's got some tops. So
Well, I think Kuro is always going to be as good as Zoro is in the format because it just hard counters Zoro so much. So like where not a lot of people are playing Zoro in Knoxville, Kuro didn't do well, right? So
Jane Krieg is still the Wombo if you get it off.
I'd probably put it right behind Kinemon, but above Magellan, just because it's still like it's in that general realm of things.
Yeah, that's fine.
Zephyr.
Zephyr. This is Jonathan's specialty.
No, you put him smack dab in the middle of B.
The middle of B?
Yeah.
What?
You put him right there. You put him above Brock, for sure. If you just draw the 10 drop, if Z makes it to the 10 dawn turn and they play the 10 drop, Aokiji or Kuzan, whatever, you just win the game.
Bro, I was thinking middle of C.
Right, you thought Z where
Troy, where are you at with this thing?
Yeah, put some respect on Z's name.
I'd definitely put some respect on C's name.
Where would you put it?
Well, I'm looking at all the leaders right now. I'd put him in B2. I'd probably put him right after the Luffy and before the Croc. Yeah.
Yeah, Z is better than every C leader for sure.
Bro, I mean, I'll put it there for y'all, but wow,
He's the best purple leader.
I
Shane,
don't know about that. I think Magellan's probably the best purple leader. Maybe Croc, which is why we put it so high. Zephyr hasn't done anything in 6 months.
Yeah, no one's played him though. People forgot he existed. He wasn't even on this tier list.
Troy, you can't use that logic. That's the same logic we dog on people for using. No one's playing it because it's not good. You can't say it's not doing well because no one's playing it when it's not good.
Bro, I'll bring Z back to local.
By that logic, the only reason VV's in middle of C is because nobody plays it.
All right, let's hop on Sim after this.
I put it there for y'all, but that's wild. All right.
Shane doesn't get it.
You're underestimating the power of the 10 drop Kuzan in the deck.
All right. So then we've got Rebecca. I put Rebecca above Queen, but below Croc.
Yeah, Rebecca cannot beat Crocodile to save her life.
I think Rebecca is amazing. It's just there's gonna be it's like Law, but probably less people will be able to pilot it well than Law. Like the deck is just
it's a high skill ceiling.
Yeah, it is the hardest deck for sure to play.
Like you put a good Rebecca pilot on it, it's S tier. But I think overall it's probably middle A.
Yeah, that's fair. I think we did it.
So that's all the leaders we have now, right? So now we will get these 3 leaders in the middle of the format. So we will have them. I think the release date's in like a month.
What?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, these leaders come out pretty soon.
I'm pretty sure they come out before Halloween.
I thought they came out in November. I'll look it up.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
This is like the super.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It is November. It's in November.
There's no way it comes out this month.
I don't know when in November. It just says November, but I mean, it's gonna be. It will have it before Step 5. Step 5 is not till December. So at that point, it's like, all right. So what do these leaders actually do? Like, we need to look, because for anyone that's not really aware, none of us really look at Japan a whole lot. Like, we look at it a little bit, but the formats are different. Western and Eastern players in almost any game play different. It's there's no reason to get ahead of yourself and take stock in a format that might be different for us.
Yeah, there's no telling. We just Americans just shit on everything somehow.
Well, that's not necessarily true. We tend to lose at Worlds in almost every card game, so I would
Yeah,
get
we-
so.
yeah, we wanted
We
everything.
just shit on each other and like
We
this format
wanted
because we play
everything
so
except
fast.
Worlds. Don't worry. Americans will still make Whitebeard good and playable instead 5.
I'm just trying to find English translations of these cards.
We could start. Yeah, you can start with whichever one you want. Probably Luffy.
Go to the official website, the Bandai one.
I don't think that has official translations of cards that haven't come out yet.
It actually does. I just pulled it up.
Oh, stop the caps. What does it do then?
Hang on, I'm googling it.
Well, you say you just found out the website. Why are you Googling it?
Because I googled it earlier and I forgot.
Bro said I
That's not what you
Actually,
just
no.
said, though.
All right, bro. Here it is. Shut up. 3 life, Luffy. This is Luffy. 3 life, 6,000 power. Main, once per turn, if you have 0 Dawn on the field or you have 8 or more Dawn on the field, add 1 Dawn and set it as active.
So he's a
wait.
6-life
This is
leader.
The Reddit post. I should
No, he's
probably
a
read something real.
6K power 3 life leader.
Yeah, and he gets a free Dawn every turn.
I don't think it's every turn. You have to be at what is it? It's like 0.
Yeah, you get my point. You get my point. Not quite every turn, but close enough. Because you're going to ramp. You're probably hitting this by turn 4.
Well, if you guys read the starter deck cards, it combos really well with the 7 or 8 drop purple kid.
Yeah, like, I think this deck goes in A tier. For sure.
Oh, it's probably going to dick on a lot of things. I don't know. I have no idea, so I won't even input, to be honest.
The 6,000 power in itself is just a floodgate, just like Whitebeard.
So,
Having to pay that Dawn tax to swing at it is very crippling.
I'm not the best at card evaluation, but I'm thinking below Dofi, above Croc.
That might be wild. Someone's going to be commenting pretty hard. But I have no idea, so I won't speak on it.
I mean, I think Croc is still better than it because even with the Dawn tax, whatever they play, it just go away.
So maybe below Rebecca, above Queen?
Sure. Until it actually, comes to America and we see play. I think it's fine there.
Okay. Troy, what does the law do?
The Law is the best leader, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, I know it looked exciting. I've read it a few times. Off the top of my head, I don't remember.
Red Purple Law?
Yeah.
Okay, Red Purple Law does... Waiting for Google, which logged me out again somehow.
Get some faster internet.
I have good internet, I'm just confused.
So it is
Okay,
activate
Asia
main, Dawn -3. Return one of your opponent's characters with 3,000 power or less to the bottom of their deck, and then play a 4-cost or lower character from your hand. I think this card's great. You get to get rid of a blocker and play a body for free. Like, that's cracked.
Stock up on Gordons and film laws for sure.
Like, I'm not ballsy enough to put this in S tier, but I'd say it's probably going to be top of A tier.
It's for sure the top of A tier.
Like, I'd be shocked if this deck's not amazing. I fully intend to play this deck.
Make a bad law leader impossible challenge.
it's too hard when they want to be thematic, and his Devil Fruit's literally the most broken.
All right, and Kid. What does he do, Shane?
That card I don't know what it does.
That's a great question. I don't know.
Does he
what it
swing
does.
twice?
Probably
You
not.
wish. I don't think he swings choice.
I don't know why I can't find an English picture. I keep finding the green kid.
No, that card does.
I don't. What does it do?
What does Pot of Greed do?
I don't know. You know?
No.
What?
I wish I knew.
What does this leader do?
It's
Kid, 5 life, 5,000 power. Your turn. If you have 4 or more life, this leader is minus 1,000 power. When attacking Dawn -1, this leader is plus 2k.
I'm sorry. Slow down.
All right, so
Kid, 5 life leader, 5,000 power. On your turn, if you have 4 or more life, this leader is minus 1k power. When attacking, Don Neg 1, this leader is plus 2k power.
I mean, it is also 5 life, which is worth noting, as a dual color leader.
But the first few turns, you have to attach a Dawn to attack. Unless they hit you.
Well, I mean, do you probably not just... Like, do you try to probably just go second and play Sanji on curve? Because if you go second, play Sanji on curve, he's always live. Well, not quite, but imagine they attack your leader first turn, or second turn, which they should, then he's always live.
What if they don't?
I mean, sure, there's that, like, if you're playing Rebecca. Like, it's probably the worst of the 3, but I still think it's pretty darn good. Like, I still probably want to put it above Lucci, below Queen.
We just played all the 1 for 4s.
What?
The 5 life multicolor is pretty good.
What?
I think he's the bottom of A tier.
It's probably fine. You get to draw another card. I don't see why that's really. It's just a free first hit, but I mean every first hit's usually free.
Right. Nobody blocks the first hit. At least not
do.
anybody smart. Usually.
That's
Where do you,
stupid, John.
Where do you want to put it, Troy?
That's fine. I think it's fine right there.
Cool. So then that is every leader till the end of OP04. Is there anything on here that you guys want to change?
I don't think so. I think we went through it pretty well.
Let's put King where he belongs at the top.
S tier.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
You're just
Yeah.
not ready for it.
I'd say we at least got to put King above Shanks. At least it did something. Probably. Honestly, let's just put King as second behind Kaido and D because at least it did something and the rest of these have done nothing.
Okay.
It's still D, but at least it did something once.
I can go to sleep with that being fine.
I agree.
That's all I cared about.
I won't have nightmares.
Well, alright guys, thanks for joining us, sitting through our tier list with us. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.